with this group right now, winning 10 out of your guys' past 12 games, I believe. How good is this team at this moment?
Yeah, I think we've showed stretches where we feel like we can play with anybody. I think what our team's done a really good job is we take a short-term approach and not get too high, too low. Games are so competitive, especially in the division. There's really no easy games. I think about this team, though, they've slowly been improving throughout the year and taking things in stride. Like I said, kind of a short-term approach.
It seems like a lot of your guys' games, you guys have fallen even by multiple goals down late. It feels like you guys are in every game. Grand Rapids, that was an example of it, even though you guys didn't get the result you wanted. I mean, what's the confidence of this group and, even when they're down 2 goals, 3 goals, and their ability to just make plays and get right back in it?
Yeah, it's never how you draw it up, right, when you fall behind, especially against good teams this time of year. They're good at clamping it down. But the way our forwards are playing and our D are getting up in the offense, we definitely have that identity that we don't give up, especially when we're down. We kind of press a little harder. But, our best games are when we have really good starts. We take really a lot of pride in coming out, especially in this building, coming out strong. But, yeah, that is a good sign that we play till the buzzer goes.
Obviously, the last 12 games, you guys have been on a real hot streak. What do you think the biggest change has been? New players have come in, old players have come back. But what have you seen just from the team's play that's really turned things around in such a big way?
Yeah, I think it's our depth. I mean, starting with the goaltenders, Stauber's on quite a run right now. Mess has been solid, and kind of collectively, I think any good team, you need depth. It's a luxury, especially coaching the defense. It's pretty deep right now with Phillips and Crevier down. And guys stepping in, whether it's Healy or Strand comes in. I think collectively, I think we've been playing to our identity, and that starts on our own end, playing really well in our D zone.
And what is that luxury like, especially, you already have a solid group, then you get those 2 guys to come down from Chicago. How special is it how good of a problem is it that to have of just trying to pick 6 guys to put out there every night?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a luxury. I think the best thing about guys that have, especially Phillips and Crevier, Phillips is, he's been here 3 years, high in character, team first guys, so really low maintenance. When they come in, they want to help the team win, and as a coach, that's really nice. It makes it a lot easier, to roll the D and the lines. Like I said, we have a really good culture set here.
It seems like you guys are pushing not just for the magic number right now, but staying in that 2 to 3 zone so you avoid those first round games like you guys have played in the past 2 years. How much does that keep things focused of not just just trying to get into the playoffs, but of something a little bit higher than that at the moment?
Yeah, it's definitely nicer if we can get in those top 3 spots. But like I said earlier, we got to remind ourselves a segment approach and take games one at a time. The majority of our games are against Grand Rapids, Chicago, Milwaukee. All tough opponents. So I think we stick to the process. I think things will fall where they should.
With some of your defense pairings, guys that have come back from the NHL, thinking of Wyatt Kaiser and Philip Roos, they came back down at the same time, and then Phillips and Crevier, they've also, those 2 pairings respectively, have played together. Is there any reason for that, as they both come down together, then they run a pairing together, or is that just kind of how it shakes out in the lineup? It's
kind of how it's shaken out. I think for a while there, Kaiser and Roos were playing really, really well together, complement each other well. Phillips and Krebs, we've kind of bounced around some D pairings, but it's a luxury when guys are playing well. You kind of stick them with other guys, and it's a good balance. But like you mentioned, guys like Roos has really taken huge steps this year, especially in like leadership. He's kind of like one of the veterans on the back end. But yeah, it's definitely nice to get some games with familiarity with partners. But we have eight good D, and expect them all to play.
And with how young the 6 guys on defense are, who are playing every night, most nights for you guys these last couple of weeks, you feel like that leadership has kind of been thrust upon guys like Philip Roos or even Isaac Phillips, who have been there, even though they're not more senior players, but they just are kind of forced into that leadership position?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, obviously they've been here in the past. They've tasted success, and they're older guys as far as their games played. But naturally, you guys got Del Mastro and Allen. It's their first time, their rookie year. I think naturally you always look to guys that have been there, but why they've kind of stepped in the leadership role, because they're playing well on the ice, and They're leading by example. There's a lot of care. We want to keep this season going. We want to go far. And it's been a good thing to see.
Yeah, I know Coach Martinson said it himself during his Ring of Honor ceremony. I think this is a team that could play into June. What do you think of those comments for a guy like that that's brought Rockford its only league championship here?
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, he's got a lot of success. He's won a ton of games, a ton of championships. Yeah, definitely the depth is nice. Like I said, I think, good teams that make runs, I mean, it's no secret you need depth. Injuries come or changes in the lineup. It does feel like we have a team that can do special things, but like I said, the important thing is stay in the moment. There's still, 12 games left in the regular season. There's a lot that can be shuffled in the standings, so just focus on the process.
As a former player and as a coach, talk to me about just kind of the importance of getting hot at the right time. Home stretch of the season, still 12 games remaining, but a team clicking this late in the year, what can that do for not just a late playoff run, but just really just clicking well going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think, you can't just flip a switch and just change the way you're playing, especially the recent stretch. We were a desperate team for points, taking a lot of pride in how important each play is, the selfless plays. But, yeah, we want to go in feeling good about ourselves, especially in this building. We want to make it a tough place to play. But, yeah, we hopefully, like I said, this home stretch against good opponents, we can play to our identity.
Before you come back here on April 2nd, you got 3 games, 2 against Chicago, 1 against Milwaukee, if I'm remembering correctly. Especially with 2 teams on the opposite end of the spectrum, Chicago trying everything they can to get back into the playoffs and being a rival, and then Milwaukee on one end trying to lock down that not number one overall spot, but number 1 in the Central Division.
Yep.
What are those challenges going up against 2 different teams like that on 2 different ends like that?
Yeah, well, we see both teams so often. I mean, I know Chicago's probably not happy where they are in the standings, but they always play us tight. They beat us the first 4 games of the year this year, and especially in All-State Arena, they seem to come out hot. So we have a lot of respect for them. We know we got to be at our best. And then, Milwaukee sets the bar for our division. Those are games that I think our team really relishes. We've proven it's a team that we can play with. It's exciting, but no nights off, whether it's Chicago, Iowa, Milwaukee. We got to bring our best to have a chance.
And I know something special going on in your life. Your brother winning the Big Ten at Michigan State recently. What is that like for you to get to see him accomplish that as a coach?
Yeah, it's awesome. Really, really happy for being an alum as well, and just seeing the program have success. It's great. Yeah, really happy for him.